Hi guys! It is February 6th, which means it is the Speak Up Link Up with Amber and Annie, and this month's theme is heart. And my name is Emily, for those of you who don't know me. So I have this new mug. Sheryl got it for me. I just wanted to have it in a video because Sheryl and I know each other through YouTube, so I want to be sure I have the official video debut of my Alice. And look at this! That's so cute. It's adorable. I love this mug. Sheryl sent it to me from Disneyland, and I love it so much. I'm also trying this thing where I'm drinking tea more often. I'm not a really big tea drinker, but I'm trying to become a tea drinker. Because this is so sad. I've figured out recently that if I drink too much coffee sometimes in the day, my tummy hurts. Like, it does weird things in here. And that makes me so sad. Like, you guys know how much I love coffee. So I'm attempting to limit myself to like 1 or 2 cups of coffee in the morning to help me wake up. And then the rest of the day, I try to go from like a tea or a hot chocolate or something. So I know you guys really don't care about my coffee habits and my tea habits. But if you're going to be reading my blog and watching my videos, you need to get used to it because this is just what I do. It's what I do. If you drink tea, let me know how you like your tea and what types of tea you like and the best way to make it, because I know coffee, but I know nothing about tea. And you know, maybe it'll make me more British. I love British people, but I'm not British. I wish I was. Maybe it'll turn me British, but I don't think that's how it works. So the topic is not coffee or tea, surprisingly. The topic this month for Speak Up is heart, which, of course, I love this topic. If you know my blog, my blog is called Love Woke Me Up This Morning, and then I have the header for that on my YouTube channel as well. I love to talk about love and heart, and I have a tattoo about it. You can't really see it really well in the video because it's kind of an awkward place, but it's a quote from the musical Les Mis. To love another person is to see the face of God is from the finale. I'm not sure if the quote's in the book or not. I can't remember. But I got that tattoo because, well, one, it's from a musical, and I love musicals. Musicals are my life. And then I also love books, and Les Mis is a book, and I love books and stories. But then it's also one of my favorite musicals, and so it's really important to me. But I just feel like it's one of the ways that I view the world. So many times I want to change my Twitter handle because I'll say something really mean and sarcastic, and I'm like, maybe I should change my Twitter name because I just said something kind of mean and sarcastic on Twitter, but it says, oh, that love woke me up. And so that's a long way of saying I like this month's topic. Holy cow. So I was looking on Amber's page. She kind of put some inspiration for things to talk about. And one of the things that she actually used for inspiration was the song Take Me to Church by Hozier. Which at first I was kind of surprised. I mean, like, it's a great song. I love that song so much. And I love it. It's one of those songs where like, that is good music. You can just tell it's good music. And I was a little bit surprised because it just kind of seemed more of like a darker image of love and our hearts. And so I was a little bit surprised that Amber put it on there. But then she put a link to his inspiration for the lyrics and the interpretation of the lyrics. You guys, if you haven't looked up the meanings of the lyrics, it's so fantastic. So I have it here on my phone. And it says, so this is an interview with the Irish Times. Hozier, is that how you say Hozier? I always want to say Hozier, but obviously he's not a Hozier. Hozier? I don't know. I'm not European. They're taking away my British card because I can't say his name. Although he's Irish, I think. That's still in the UK. I don't know. Anyway, so he stated, I found the experience of falling in love or being in love was a death of everything. You kind of watch yourself die in a wonderful way, and you experience for the briefest moment. If you see yourself for a moment through their eyes, everything you believed about yourself is gone in a death and rebirth sense. Oh my god. My heart. It's so beautiful and it's so appropriate because I feel like in a way then he really understands to an extent like what God talks about when it comes to love. And that's what a lot of the Christian faith is actually, is like this death and rebirth thing. I mean, obviously there's like symbolism of the resurrection where Jesus died on the cross and then he rose again, which wasn't really like a rebirth, but it was a resurrection. And in the Bible, it talks about how we as Christians, we go through that all the time. Like we die with Christ and then we rise up again with him. And we, like our former selves, like the sinful, dark part of us, the broken part of us dies with Christ and then we rise up again with him. Because like all the things about ourselves that we don't like, that are awful, is gone. And I call it seeing ourselves and seeing the world through Jesus colored glasses, because then when we rise up with him, we see ourselves in this new light. And that's how Jesus sees us. Like I feel like so many times Christians give us off this persona of like, Jesus hates sin and he hates you because you're a sinner and you're gonna go to hell and it's awful. And it's not. That's not what it's about. Jesus doesn't see you that way. He sees you through this beautiful lens of perfection and being cleansed and pure. And we rose up with him. He made us pure. And it's such a beautiful image. And I love, and it's true because that's how love is too. Like when they say love is blind. And in a way, I think it is, because like when we see someone and you are like just crazy about them, you're just like, oh my gosh, they can do no wrong. I mean, which isn't always healthy because we need, as humans, because we are, it's such a weird dynamic. It's called this like sinner-saint dynamic. This weird dynamic. So we are saints, perfect in the eyes of Jesus, but then like, we still have this like sinner part of us battling against that. And so I think we do need to realize that in other people, no matter how in love we are, we need to see their faults. But at the same time, when we love someone, we can like oversee that. And when you fall in love with someone and they love you back, like you can kind of see yourself through them, where people bring you up and you can see yourself in their eyes. And it's this really beautiful thing. And it's not just romantic relationships. Like this is one of my views of Valentine's Day. Because I tried hating Valentine's Day because I am perpetually single. I never have a Valentine on Valentine's Day. I sit and eat chocolate and watch girl movies. Not because I feel bad for myself, but just because I just like having an excuse to eat chocolate and watch girly movies. And now that I'm an adult, drinking wine along with it. If I want to do that, I can. Valentine's doesn't have to be about romantic love. Like it's also about like love from God, from Jesus, but it's also can be a love about our friends and our family members and other people around us. And that's why I can't hate Valentine's Day. And the lyrics he wrote is that that's what it's about, is that it's this death and rebirth thing of like getting rid of the things that we hate and bringing up the part of us that is awesome and seeing ourselves in that light. And just, it's so cool. Good job, Hozier. Holy cow, I didn't realize this was going to be a whole theological thing about love. So this is Emily's theology lesson on love. Anyway, I do have a theology. I had a theology minor and I studied all of this in college. Just for the record, like I'm not just kind of talking out my ass. Like I do, and I just said ass talking about theology. Who am I? Anyway, I'm gonna stop now because this video is now 22 minutes long, going on 23. And I have a whole lot of editing to do now. I can't wait to watch everybody else's videos and the link up and seeing what you guys have to say about hearts. I will see you later. I love your faces. Bye, unfortunately. But I like everything else that's British. I mean, Harry Potter, Doctor Who, The Beatles, Sherlock, Downton Abbey, and Love Actually is like my favorite Christmas movie ever. I mean, that's enough to make me like an honorary Brit. Right? Amen. Amen.